Hello everyone, welcome to my video, and today's topic will be about the quirky stories about Hermes and its handbags. So I've been posting a lot of videos on the Hermes collection, and through my research I actually came across a lot of fun and interesting tidbits about the Hermes handbags, and I wanted to make this video to share them with you because I thought it would add to the personality of the brand, why their bags are so unique and so special, and it just adds a little bit more of a history to how these bags came about. So if you're curious about what I found, then this video is for you. So before I get into the stories, let's talk a little bit about the history of Hermes. So in 1837, a man named Thierry Hermes started learning the trade of leather making, and he was only 27 years old. And he aimed to make the most beautiful harnesses and bridles for the horses and carriages that were going around him in Paris. And being the astute businessman that he was, he identified a huge need for quality horse bridle and harness accessories. So you can imagine all his creations were pretty much a work of art. They were very well stitched, very well designed, very durable, and it became an immense success. And that is also why today when you look at the Hermes logo, you will see horses and a carriage, because that is the origins of Hermes and how the business got started. And that is why you'll see a lot of the things that Hermes produces revolves around equestrian life, around horses, carriages, and so forth. And this brings me to the quirky stories that I found while I was doing my research on the handbag. So let's start off with the Picotin. The Hermes Picotin lot bag is an ode to the equestrian roots of Hermes. It was launched in 2002, and you'll notice that it's a bucket-style handbag, and get this, it was modeled after a horse's feed bag. And get this, the term Picotin actually is a reference of a horse's ration of oats that it gets to eat in a day. So I find it really amazing that they could turn something so mundane as a horse's feeding bag into a luxurious handbag that women would use and look very chic and glamorous and also very expensive. The addition of the lock strap really gives it a luxurious accent. The colors that they make them in, the types of leather that are used are all married together in a very harmonious way. You can wear it casually, and you can also style it up if you like, and you can wear it in many different ways. But the most interesting thing is now you know what Picotin means and where the origins of this handbag comes from. Okay, next up we have the Evelyne bag. This lovely bag, with a lovely name of course, was designed by Evelyne who was the head of the writing department at Hermes in 1978. And she wanted to create a bag that would mimic the function of a carry-all for all the grooming tools used when they were taking care of their horses. And most interestingly is the perforated H design on the bag was actually a very practical feature of the bag, because a lot of the grooming tools would collect dirt, would be wet. So she wanted a bag that would allow for ventilation and allow for the tools to aerate and dry off and not get moldy. So back then the Hermes Evelyne was only exclusively used for the writing department, but in the early 2000s it was released to the leather department and is now in production for the general public. So I really think I should have this bag, given that it has the same name. And I must admit, I did have it a few years ago. I got the smallest size, they call it the TPM or Très Petit Modèle. Now they call it the Evelyne 16. And I had it in this lovely color. It was the Bleu Zanzibar in Clemence leather. But what I didn't like was it was a bit too small. I could fit my phone and my wallet and some personal items, but because it only closes with a small leather strap, I didn't feel very secure with the contents in my bag, and I didn't want to be a target of being pickpocketed. So I ultimately sold my bag, and now I'm thinking about getting another one, but in the bigger size, so that you can really carry it for travel. It's very flat and very lightweight, and the canvas strap makes it very comfortable to wear. You can wear it as a crossbody bag or on the shoulder. So very versatile, very practical and casual, yet also with a touch of luxury. So definitely something on my wish list. So the next quirky story I have is the Lindy bag. The Lindy bag is also another really fun, casual looking, yet can be also dressed up into a more formal event. kind of bag. It was designed by Jean-Paul Gaultier in 2006 and released in the spring-summer collection of 2007. It has dual handles and then a shoulder strap, which makes it really comfortable to carry, as it really helps distribute the weight of your bag evenly over your shoulder. And the fun fact about this bag is it was actually named after the Lindy Hop, which is a famous American dance in the 1920s, and it was celebrated for its liveliness and fun and playfulness. So I think the bag Lindy really cherishes these values of being lively, playful, and fun, and not too rigid and restricted. Definitely another bag to consider if you're looking for something that's fun and casual, practical, comfortable to wear. I think this bag would definitely be a good choice. Okay, so last but never least, we have to talk about the Birkin bag. I find that the creation of the Birkin bag is a bit of a fairy tale in itself, and this is how it goes. So in 1984, Jean-Louis Dumas, who was the chief executive chairman of Hermes at the time, was on a plane ride from Paris to London. And without him knowing, he was seated next to the famous British actress Jane Birkin. And get this, Jane Birkin originally was not intended to sit next to Dumas. She was actually upgraded and serendipitously sat next to Dumas and created this interesting story that I'm about to unfold. So back then, Jane Birkin loved to carry wicker baskets as her handbags. So she had her wicker basket with her on the plane, and she had to put it up in the overhead compartment, and lo and behold, it fell down and all the contents of her bag was sprawled all over the floor. And of course, Dumas, being the fine gentleman that he is, came up and helped her and assisted her with gathering all her things, and he asked her, "Why don't you consider a bag with pockets?" And guess what Jane said back to him? "Well, Hermes doesn't make bags with pockets, and that's why I don't have one." And Dumas at that instant said, "I am Hermes." And that is the beginning of the creation of the Birkin bag. So Jane Birkin explained to him that she was looking for a bag that was bigger than the Kelly, but smaller than her suitcase, that could carry more items. She had young children, so she wanted to be able to fit a lot of the baby bottles and things like that, and her agenda, and being a busy actress, she needed a bag that could really carry all her personal needs. And so over the back of a napkin and also the sick bag, they got together and started sketching a potential prototype for this special bag. And then 3 months later, Jane Birkin received a call from Hermes asking her to come into the office to check out the prototype. It was made out of cardboard, and she said it was amazing, it was very beautiful, and they asked her if they could name it after her, the Birkin. And of course she was so honored, because back then the talk was all about the Kelly, and having a bag named after her name was like a dream come true. And so happens that now the bag has preceded her in fame, and now she is forever known as Jane Birkin, the Birkin bag. Sadly, Jane Birkin passed away this year in 2023 in July. But for sure her legacy will continue. So if you like this video, don't forget to check out the best colors to invest in Hermes, and also the best leathers to buy from Hermes. Please remember to like and hit that subscribe button, and leave me a comment below. I'd love to hear your feedback on the video so far. Thank you so much, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye now.